Hi there folks, it's Deni. I know how hard it is sometimes to find something decent to play with your friends. So, to make your life easier, I've got 11 cool games for you to try with your buddies. But before we begin, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Okay, let's get started. Let's start with the Dungeons of Sandaria. This game tried to recreate the atmosphere of the classic hack and slash game Dungeons and kind of put it in a modern shell. Here you can choose one of 5 classes and one of 5 races, and then go adventuring with friends. You can use either online mode for up to 4 players or split screen mode. Well, the gameplay is simple. You walk through the dungeons, fight enemies, collect loot, level up and improve your skills and equipment. You can use all kinds of weapons, armor, accessories to your liking. Well, maybe this game is not so exciting and deep, but it's perfect for a group of friends, that's for sure. Next, we have Outlast Trials. This is the third game from Canadian studio Red Barrels, known for Outlast game series, but this time they decided to make not just a first-person horror game, but a cooperative first-person horror game. Yes, now you can hide from all sorts of physicals, not alone, but together with 3 friends. Isn't that fun? Well, as for the story, this game takes you to the Cold War era, where people have been unwittingly recruited by the Murkoff Corporation to test advanced brainwashing and mind control techniques. All this, of course, takes place in a horrible rundown asylum. But in any case, here you will need to perform all sorts of tasks, along with this trying not to fall into the clutches of your enemies. Here you will be able to choose from several character classes and skill trees. Also, now you will have night vision goggles, allowing you to negative in dark rooms. Of course, as in previous games, you can't fight enemies directly and must always run from them, hide, collect items and act stealthy. Except now you do it with your friends. It's better than dying of fear alone, isn't it? Next we have Riders Republic. This thing invites you to immerse yourself in the world of extreme sports. It is a multiplayer game where you can become a part of huge sports community, completing and improving your skills in different sports. Here you can try your hand at cycling, skiing, snowboarding and wingsuit flying, although some of the sports here are more about admiring the scenery than about cool tricks. But alright, in multiplayer mode you can team up with friends or other players and participate in competitions and events. One of the most entertaining modes in the Mass Start. It's kind of a thing where up to 50 players simultaneously rush down a hill in different vehicles and then the fun begins. The game has beautiful graphics and realistic physics. The landscapes look very well detailed and also change depending on the time of day and weather. Looks like a game that is definitely worth trying. If you want to get a little action with your friends, you should try Void Train. Here you become a crew member of an interdimensional express train and get into a new mysterious world inhabited by amazing creatures. The story begins with the main characters fighting a strange train, which turns out to be a portal to another dimension, the Void. This is an unusual world with interesting places and a lot of incomprehensible things. Not disobeying the law of physics and logic of things, the train is like your home base and means of transportation in the void. You can set it up, customize it and fill it with all sorts of useful stuff, like storage, workbenches, decorations and tables for minigames. The train will allow you to move between locations, learn new technologies, perform quests, fight with enemies and just relax sometimes. Well, this game is somewhat similar to Raft, Subnautica or Satisfactory, but with its own unique vibe. I think everyone knows that team shooters are among the best games for team play, so I have Caliber for you. It's a third-person view online game about special forces from around the world. The game features dozens of fighters from Europe, America and Asia with detailed equipment, weapons, unique abilities and variable development. Each fighter has his own part to play in the team: stormtrooper, support fighter, medic or sniper. The combination of fighters gives a lot of options for interaction in combat. Well, the game doesn't have any particular storyline or campaign. Instead, you can, for example, participate in various missions and operations around the world, like freeing hostages from terrorists in Paris, taking down a drug cartel in Colombia, confrontation and military co-op in Thailand, and so on. Each mission has its own objectives, conditions and difficulty, so be prepared. Next up is another survival game, Small and Survive the Wilds. In this game you will find yourself in a world where everything around you is literally enormous and you are just a small helpless person who will have to fight insects and be amazed by the size of everything around you. Well, the gameplay here is based on classic survival rules, like you'll need to collect food, water, wood, stone and other materials to create weapons, armor, tools and buildings. You can build both on the ground and on trees using different types of blocks. You can also tame animals and insects that can help in combat or transporting goods. For example, you can ride cockroaches, spiders or dragonflies. I think it's very similar to the forest or raft, but more fun, especially if you play with friends. And this is Sons of the Forest, the sequel to the survival horror game The Forest. We have open world full of dangerous and mysterious awaits you here. Here you will have to survive on a mysterious island after a helicopter crash. You are one of the elite squad fighters who were sent to search for a mission millionaire and his family. However, on the spot you discover that the island is inhabited by bloodthirsty cannibals, mutants and other creatures. And now your task is to solve the mystery of the island and, well, try to get out of there alive. To do this, you'll have to do everything you've already 100% done in other survival games: extract resources, build shelters, create weapons and tools and so on. Moreover, you have to monitor your health, hunger, thirst, body temperature, but what's most interesting here is the construction. In Sons of the Forest you can build almost anything, from simple huts to entire forts. Wanna go to an uncharted planet with your friends? Then try to the RPG shooter Returnal. This game tells you the story of an astronaut named Selena who is traveling to the mysterious planet Atropos. But her ship crashes and she finds herself trapped on an alien world where every death just like brings her back to her ship. Meanwhile, the planet is constantly changing, introducing new territories, enemies and items. So now Selena must get out of this mysterious place by fighting alien monsters and unlocking the secrets of an ancient civilization. There are no saves or checkpoints here. Yes, this means that if you die, the game just started over. You lose most of your inventory and progress, but keep some key upgrades and knowledge. So you have to adapt to the ever-changing world and use what you come across along the way. Here you can find different weapons and artifacts that give you different perks. You can also activate different devices and mechanisms on the planet that can help you survive or like kill you instantly. But nothing ventured, nothing gained, right? Next we have Far Cry 6. This is the sixth part of the famous game series created by Ubisoft, which takes you to the tropical island of Yara in the midst of a guerrilla war against the dictator Anton Castillo. As in previous games, you will find an open world full of adventure, action and exciting opportunities. You can explore the island both on your own feet and using various vehicles, interact with the environment, use various items to create weapons and gadgets, and make friends sometimes. Here you'll control Deni Rogers, a Yara local who joins the Liberated movement to overthrow tyranny. There are also elements of customization here, like you can choose the gender of your character and customize his look and clothing. As for the story, well, missions will take you all over the island, from the capital to the jungle, and let you learn its history. However, the most interesting thing in Far Cry 6 is the co-op mod. You can invite your friend or find a teammate online and go through the whole game together, feeling like a real mini guerrilla unit. If you like card games with all that strategy stuff, why not try Hellcard? It's a unique roguelike where you are an invisible hero who destines into, well, paper dungeons to battle an army of darkness and Archidemon himself. You can play alone, recruiting your AI companions, or in co-op mode with other players. But in any case, your goal here is to complete as many levels as possible, collecting cards, artifacts and in-game currency. But be careful, if you die, you'll lose everything you've gained and start over. The gameplay here is based on tactical card battles, where it's not only your deck that matters, but also the positioning of units on the battlefield. You can use different types of cards. Each card has its own energy cost and effect and so on. So many different things. But it's a really interesting game. Well, it is Teeny Tina's Wonderlands, first-person shooter with RPG elements. This is a new project from a studio that is well known for the Borderlands game series. This game is sort of based on the concept of the Teeny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep, DLC for Borderlands 2, where the characters played a tabletop role-playing game led by the crazy Tiny Tina. In Wonderlands, Tina acts as the lord of the world, and it's a storyteller and game master who can change rules and events right on the fly. So your task is like to play by her rules, and more specifically to stop the evil dragon lord who wants to take over all the kingdoms. The gameplay of the game combines shooting, magic and hand-to-hand combat. The weapons in the game are very diverse. There is literally everything from classic swords and bows to futuristic cannons and grenades launchers. Plus, using magic will give you additional options in battles. For example, you can set your enemies on fire with a fireball, freeze them with ice breath, or throw them with an air flow. The game is fully adjusted for cooperative play and will definitely liven up an evening with your buddies. Well, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video and found something interesting, and if so, leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It's been Deni, see you guys soon.